First off, let me say congrats to the men's basketball team for clinching their title. All right. And like Dave said, coming out of Alabama, we split, going to Troy first. We definitely got beat up on the boards. As you can tell, they had, 66 rebounds. Maybe half of those was offensive rebounds. And a key component to that, before the game, we said the two factors would probably be boxing out and taking charges. And the first play, ironically, the first play of the game, we took a charge in Troy and we got excited, thinking that's what was going to happen. But the telling story was the second part of it, second half. Coming out of halftime, our team responded very well, and we actually won the second half. Unfortunately, Jasmine Thomas went down the second half, and Jamar Mathis, a freshman, came off the bench and responded very well for us. And we didn't win that game, but we saw signs that, going towards South Alabama, it kind of helped us. Entering South Alabama, we was on a high note because of Jamara. The kids, our ladies, were very excited for her because she hadn't played, throughout the whole season. So her number was called next lady up, and she stepped up tremendously against Troy. So therefore, we were always excited what she could do against South Alabama, especially starting at the point guard spot. We didn't have Sky for Troy. She was suffering from a turf toe injury. And so she was a game time decision for South Alabama, but she wound up sucking it up and played. So she toughed it out. So Jamar started at the point guard spot for South Alabama. And as you can tell, we won by 3 points, and she had 2 key free throws at the end. Even though she had a turnover under a minute, she stepped up. She kept her composure. So going into next week, I think we got 2 good positive signs from Ty Doucette, a freshman that's been playing, rebounding her butt off. She's just very active. And Jamar Mathis, another freshman, to go along with Sky. So I think the future is very bright. Dealing with the hand that we was dealt going into that week, playing without Sky the first game. And we did play without Deacon Jones for disciplinary reasons. Coach Broadhead decided to leave her. We're going to address that later on this week. But the hand that we was dealt, I think it was a very successful week coming out of Alabama for us.
So what's the status with Jasmine right now?
Jasmine is day-to-day. Her ankle, she actually was moving pretty well against, pre-game at South Alabama. We just decided to hold her out.
Coach, Jamira is another one of the freshmen that are underclassmen to really step up for this team this year. What kind of growth trajectory have you seen over this young team as the season's unfolded?
Well, as y'all can tell, we've never been 100% healthy. So Sky started off, tremendously. Like she was rolling to start the season. Then Ty Doucette, her number was called because of injuries to Simone and Nakia. So it was like, whoa, here's another freshman. And now it's Jamar Mathis' turn. And it was like, okay. So now going into the conference tournament, the record is 0-0. Everybody's record is 0-0. So again, if those 3 freshmen keep riding the high, I think we can make some noise in the conference tournament.
Where did Jamira improve from? She got some minutes earlier in the year,
yes.
And from that time to when she was called upon this weekend, where did you see her? Where did she improve?
Her mental game, as you can tell, she didn't have one of those sorry feeling, it's me. I hadn't been playing. When her number was called, she actually answered it. And she stepped up. As you can tell, she had 2 turnovers in less than a minute in South Alabama. But however, she had 2 key rebounds, and she went to the free throw line. First free throws of her game. Never shot a free throw the entire game, and went down and knocked down 2 of them as a freshman. And she answered the call, She responded very well for us. So I would say her mental game.
Coach, what are you looking for as the team finishes out the homestand?
To be healthy, of course. But just the chemistry. You should see the body language and the enthusiasm of our girls after Troy. Just after Troy, it wasn't because we lost. It was more so that Jamira was able to play and be successful. Of course, we all rely on Jasmine Thomas. And when she went down, we was actually making a comeback against Troy. We could have knocked it down to 10. We was right on the brink of coming back, and Jasmine Thomas went down, and Jamira answered the bell. Of course, we didn't win, but we saw signs like we have another young lady that can help us go fulfill our goal toward the end of the season.
We talked with Coach 2 weeks ago about how the remaining teams were all right there with you guys in the standings, and how this was a huge opportunity. How has that been addressed in the locker room, seeing as you guys have lost, 3 of the last 4?
Well, when South Alabama came here the first time, they were like not 9-1, but they had only lost 1 game. They were second in conference. After they played us, they dropped 5 straight, and we would have never thought. Who would have thought South Al, after playing us, probably had 100 transition points over here, or it felt like it, that they would lose 5 straight. A senior-led team, because they start 4 seniors with 1 sophomore, that would lose 5 straight. So we knew that the conference is kind of tough in the middle. Little Rock, of course, kind of has they're leading the pack, but of course, last year we took care of that. So again, it's 0-0 going into conference. We know we can actually play with everybody in the conference. Troy, they got us here, but we was coming back on their home court last week. So we know we can play with Troy. It's just a few glitches that, happened. And again, we didn't have Skylar or we didn't have Deacon Jones. So again, I think we can win the conference tournament.